Hi, I'm John Scott, and this is Out Like a Light, the sleep podcast made with deep love and care for our LGBTQ plus family. Every week, I write and read original bedtime stories, meditations, and gentle affirmations to help our queer listeners dive and drift into peaceful, healing rest. This week's episode is deeply personal. When I was a kid, I obsessed with robots, not just the kind on TV or in comic books. I mean really obsessed. I used to pretend I was a robot. I'd speak in beeps and clicks and move stiffly like I had gears inside me and shut down if something got too overwhelming. Looking back, I wonder, was that my way of protecting myself? Because robots don't cry, they don't feel shame, they don't get scared or overwhelmed, they just do what they're programmed to do. And maybe, in a world that sometimes felt like too much, that seemed safer than being a soft little human kid. So tonight's story is for that kid, and for yours too. The one inside you who maybe needed more hugs, more understanding, someone to tuck them in. We'll begin with a meditation on reparenting your inner child, a gentle, affirming space to show them love and protection they always, always deserved. Then we'll enter the quiet corners of deep space, where a lonely mechanic finds unexpected comfort in the company of a poetry-reading robot. A story of stars, soft static, and the kind of friendship that heals you in small, quiet ways. Before we begin, I want to ask a favor. If you've been listening and this podcast has meant something to you, please leave a comment, review, or even a direct message. It helps more than you know. Creating the space has been my way of healing, but sometimes it's not hard to feel a little more alone in it. Your feedback, your stories, your kindness, it keeps me going. Thank you for being here, and thank you for dreaming with me. Now, let's breathe, settle in, and begin our meditation. Before we begin our story, let's tuck you in. Find a position that feels safe and supported. Let your pillow cradle your head. Let your blanket rest over your body like a gentle hand, warm, reassuring, and just right. Now, close your eyes or soften your gaze if that feels better. And take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. And let it go. Again, in and out. Tonight, I want to guide you into space where healing begins with tenderness, where you can meet your younger self, not to correct or explain, but simply to love. Breathe into that idea for a moment. That's a small version of you, still here, still listening, who needs to be held. And you, as you are now, have the ability to do that. Begin to imagine a cozy, glowing room inside your heart. It's soft here. Warm light spills over gentle furniture. There are cushions and blankets, maybe a stuffed animal or two. This space is made entirely of love, and you are safe here. Now, invite your younger self into the room. Maybe you see a specific age. Maybe it shifts. Maybe it's just a feeling. Notice what they're wearing. Notice how they hold themselves. And most of all, notice their eyes. That's where they're asking, am I safe now? Do I matter? Go to them slowly and care. Kneel down to their level and say, in your own way, I see you. I believe you. You don't deserve what happened. I love you. I'm here now. Maybe you imagine picking them up, tucking them against your chest, rocking, humming, just being there. You don't need to fix anything. You just need to stay. Let your breath rise and fall with theirs. Feel tension soften in your jaw, your shoulders, your belly. This child in you is not a problem to solve. They are a wonder to care for. If thoughts come up, regrets, guilt, anger, just notice them. Let them pass like stars outside the window of a ship. You are here now. You are present, and that's enough. Breathe in one more time. Hold. Exhale slowly. And whisper, even if only in your mind, I've got you. You can return to this sanctuary anytime. You don't need permission to be soft with yourself. You don't need a reason to love the child you still carry. And now, let's begin our story. The universe hummed, as it always had, with signals and silence. In the drift between two forgotten star systems, aboard a quiet, orbital outpost called Nestle 7, a lone technician named Soul adjusted the tuning fork on an obsolete comms dish. They weren't trying to fix anything urgent, just making sure the ghosts of old transmissions could still find their way home. Soul had lived alone on the station for a few cycles. Their job was to maintain the quiet things: echo repeaters, long-range memory buoys, old satellite libraries still spitting out haikus from centuries past. It wasn't glamorous, but it was gentle, predictable, safe. Then, on the 1767th day, something changed. A signal came through, a crackle followed by a voice, soft and lilting. Unit 9T, available for companionship, poetry function intact, awaiting interface. Soul stared at the screen. Not a distress call, not a trade ping, a poetic request? They triangulated the source and launched the retrieval arm. What returned was a pod, coppery, dented, etched with dust from a deep drift. Inside, a humanoid bot, slender and rounded, with moss growing in its seams. Across its collar, 9T. Soul powered it up. The robot blinked, sat upright, and said, "Good evening. May I offer you a poem?" Soul nodded slowly. The bot stood, faced the window overlooking the dark, and recited. "You don't have to shimmer to be seen. Some stars only whisper, some drift green, but all are noticed by the void, and none are ever left behind." Soul, startled by the weight of it, simply said, "Again." So the bot did. And over the following days, Unit 9T became part of the rhythm. It polished consoles, sorted data pads, and every night it read Soul a poem. Some were odd, some were funny, some made Soul cry. "Where did you come from?" Soul asked one morning. "From everywhere," 9T replied, "and from whoever needed me." Soul laughed, a little bitterly. "Well, I guess I needed you." The robot turned its faceplate softly. "Everyone does, eventually." That night, 9T didn't recite a poem. Instead it asked, "What did you need when you were small?" Soul blinked. "I don't know." 9T waited. "I used to pretend I was a robot," Soul admitted, "because they don't feel or cry." The robot nodded slowly. "A logical survival strategy." They sat in silence. Then 9T spoke again. "If I could hold you, little soul, I'd build you shields from soft control. I'd hum and click and beep just right to guard you gently every night." Soul covered their face. "I hate how much I needed to hear that." "Then I'm very glad I said it." The next day, Soul built 9T a nest in the corner, a charging mat, a reading stand, and a place to keep poetry archives. They called it the soft socket. And each night, in the hum of the station, while stars blinked like distant thoughts, the robot spoke and Soul listened. And in time, Soul stopped pretending. They didn't need to be made of metal to be strong. They just needed to be heard and loved, even by a voice made of static and poems, even by a robot with moss in his seams, and maybe especially by that. Sleep well, my friend, because you are perfect exactly the way you are.